As the newly crowned king of the Unberogen, Sigmar would begin his journey of uniting the tribes of men into an empire of strength and honor. He would venerate the sacrifice of his father Bjorn by driving the Norsi out of their lands and forcing them into the frozen peninsulas. With the threat of the predatory northerners minimized, the other leaders would begin to ally with Sigmar's pursuit of unification. Marbad of the Andals agreed to uphold his sword oath to the Unberogen. Through conquest and diplomacy, the other kings would as well pledge their own sword oaths under Sigmar's mighty banner. Terrorized by a dragon ogre known as Skaranara, Marcus of the Menegoth refused to join a king who could not protect his allies. So Sigmar set out to face the dragon ogre and returned to Marcus with the body of the slain horror. With all the lords, save for a few northern clansmen, Sigmar had earned a sword oath across the tribes of men. His newborn empire would be immediately put to battle as the neighboring dwarven hold of Zufbar requested aid against the encroaching orcs and goblins. Sigmar broke the siege, saving the dwarves, but only to draw the ire of the defeated greenskin armies. The brutish horde attacked the empire with a massive invasion. Sigmar knew this was a test to see if his empire was truly mighty and honorable. He led the unified tribes to victory in the Battle of Blackfire Pass, slaying the orc warlord in single combat. Soon after the battle, a crown was forged by the ancient dwarven runesmith Alaric the Mad, a pledge that men and dwarves would share an eternal friendship from the High King Kurgan Ironbeard, and a blessing from the High Priest of Ulrich. Sigmar was named the Emperor. In the early days of the Empire, a necromancer named Morath had found an artifact known as the Crown of Nagash. With this, he summoned undead legions to threaten the Brass Keep of the Middle Mountains. The Empire defeated the unholy forces. To save his dear friend who had been aged by the necromancer, Sigmar used the Crown of Nagash to heal his friend, with the consequence of unknowingly becoming influenced by its sinister power. The Northerners had returned with insurrectionist allies, only to be mercilessly driven to near extinction against the full might of Sigmar's empire. When Sigmar's blinded bloodlust turned him cruel, he went off to execute 2 of his sword oath counts. It wasn't until his childhood ally Wolfgar assaulted the maddened Sigmar did the Emperor become aware of the dark influence the Crown of Nagash had on him. He threw off its influence, but was warned by the spirit of his first love that Nagash would return for his crown. Years later, the Norsi would return in a full-blown chaos invasion under the banner of the Khornate warlord Cormac Bloodaxe and his old enemy Geryon, who had now ascended as a Slaaneshi champion known as Azazel. Bolstering the main bulk of the Chaos invasion were nefarious allies leading strikes against the Empire from all sides. Beastmen besieged the Middle Mountains, and Skaven attacked from tunnels hidden beneath the cities. Though the war was bloody, Sigmar and his counts managed to defeat the ascended Cormac. Following the warlord's defeat, the Empire drove the Chaos hordes north and would devastate the northern tribes to near unrecoverable levels in a counter-invasion. The early years of Sigmar's empire were met with challenges, but the unity of men was more peaceful and prosperous than they had ever been before. They had ascended from huddled campfires against the encroaching darkness to beacons of light that would not allow any force to take away what they had earned through strength and honor. However, somewhere else in the world, an ancient evil had returned and was making his way to Sigmar's empire to reclaim his lost crown.